Hi guys, it's me, Trudy Lee. How's everybody doing? I hope y'all are doing well. It is getting mighty hot here today. It's 82 degrees, but it's overcast. We're fixing to have a storm. They're saying that we might get some hail pretty quick over here. So it's looking kind of dark, even though it's in the middle of the day. But I hope you guys are doing well. I haven't spoken to you in a while. I had a very busy weekend and the beginning of this week. Let me tell y'all about it a little bit. So, Friday morning, I'm asleep here. I've been having a little bit of trouble sleeping lately. So, I had gotten into a really good sleep. I'd gotten up real early and then I went back to sleep. And my daughter had already brought her children to school and come back, and her ex-husband was here picking up some chairs that he wanted to borrow from me that I told him, come whenever you want them. And he was on the deck getting chairs. He was having a party. I slept through everything. I didn't hear anybody come. I didn't hear the door open, nothing. And my bedroom door stays open. I heard nothing. And my daughter comes into my room and says, Mom, Mom. And I'm like, what? And she said, there's something wrong with Addie Cat. And my heart just dropped. I mean, it just dropped. I'm like, what? And Addie Cat was just drooling like mad. I mean, drooling. And she had jumped on our bed maybe 5 o'clock in the morning or something. And Johnny told me, my husband told me that he said, she was wet. She got my face wet. She jumped on me. Well, what happened was she's shaking her head and the drool is just shaking everywhere. She had upper respiratory infection. She had a cold. So Frazier had a cold, but he was just sneezing. He didn't have any drooling. He didn't have anything bad. His eye, a little bit drainage, but not much. So, but we had heard him sneeze a few times. Every day we'd hear him sneeze a couple of times. And my daughter kept telling me, he's just got allergies. It's allergies. He had them last year too when they first got him. I'm like, okay. No, I think it was a cold. Addie Cat was in bad shape. She couldn't breathe through her nose, evidently. And of course, it's on a Friday. And, I'm like, should I take her to the vet? Maybe it's just a cold. But if you don't take her to the vet on Friday, you have to wait till Monday. And it could be a long weekend. Well, it was a long weekend. I didn't take her to the vet because, I figured it was just a cold. It was so bad, y'all. It was so bad. It's just like having a child that can't tell you what's wrong. It was so sad, and it was the longest weekend. Let me tell you, I barely slept 2 or 3 hours a night. That's it. She wanted me, and she was like, help me, So I would go in the bathroom and put on the hot shower and let the bathroom all steam up, and I stayed in there with her for hours so it could hopefully unclog her. I put stuff in her eye and went to Tractor Supply and got some gel. She did not like that. She didn't really let me do it. I gave her amoxicillin, even though it probably was a virus, but I started giving her amoxicillin anyway. I just did anything that I could, but she was eating good the whole time. Even though she was drooling like mad, she was eating and drinking really good. And I had read that you should give them a whole lot of nutrition and make sure they're drinking water and all. So she, those little wet treats that you squeeze from a tube, she loves those. So I was giving her like 3 of those a day. Plus she was eating more wet food instead of the dry food. She didn't really want to eat the dry food because I think it was too much effort to chew it. So I was just giving her wet food a couple times a day, plus the treats and all, and she was drinking lots of water. So I knew she was okay because she was still eating and drinking. Now, if she would have stopped eating and drinking, I would have taken her to the emergency vet for sure. But she worried the heck out of me, I'll tell you that. She had 3 days of just plain old suffering, just really suffering with a cold. But on Monday, she was much better. So that was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was not fun, 3 days. And Monday, she was a lot better. Last night, she was the best that she's been in a while. I let her go outside yesterday for a little bit. She went out on the deck just for a little while. She went out today for a little while too. But she's not staying out there too long. Maybe 20, 30 minutes. Something like that. Just to get a little sunshine. And This morning, I think it was, I don't know, it was early in the morning, maybe 6:30, 7 o'clock. She comes on the bed. She walks really softly. She can jump up on the bed. You wouldn't even feel her. She's very gentle when she walks. Unlike Frazier, the other cat, that's like pow, pow. He pounces on you, he steps on you, and he's so rough. Anyway, I didn't even know she was there. And I look down by my feet and she's there and I'm trying to pet her and I can't hardly reach her. So she comes up to my head. She comes up between me and my husband, purring, sweet, giving me kisses, loving me. She's just giving me all the love that I was giving her this past few days. She was giving it all back to me. She's like, thank you, Mommy. I feel so much better. I am so glad. She sneezed like twice today, but she can breathe through her nose now and everything. She's not doing that mouth breathing and all. So it was pretty scary. That's the first time I've had a sick cat. Now, hopefully it's the last time. I don't want to do that again. I guess that she might need to get an immunization against respiratory illnesses. So I'm going to go check into that within the next 10 days, 2 weeks after I'll make sure she's over this and then see what she needs to update on, because I don't want to do that again. I want to make sure I protect her, Anyway, that's what I've been doing, y'all. I've been just taking care of my baby, and she had all my attention. I did do a healing session on her a couple of times, and I feel like she, responded favorably. And like I said, in 3 days, she was so much better, so much better. I don't know if that's the usual or what, but she was a lot better in 3 days. Anyway, okay, so I know y'all have been watching all the news and everything. There's more shootings and everything. I don't even want to talk about them. That's horrible. There's so many horrible things going on in the world. But one thing I know y'all have been following is this Carroll case that's going on right now. So the jury hasn't gotten, I don't think they're deliberating yet. I don't know. I haven't really seen it or anything, but I know what's going on right now. And they talk about how Trump isn't there, and he's, they basically didn't put on any defense at all. Nothing. They did nothing because they do have a strategy. They do, but it's going to come after the verdict. And they're acting like they don't care. Like, yeah, let them do whatever, make the ruling. They're just like, they don't care, So this is what I get from my spirit guides. The first thing that I get is that Carroll, she really, really does regret that she didn't report Trump at that time, that she didn't report that happened right away. She regrets that big time, y'all. Just think how things could have changed. I mean, at that time, she was probably afraid for her, her reputation, the work that she was doing and all that. She was afraid to, make an accusation against a powerful man. But now looking back, she has a regret, wishing that she had, she would have done that she would have been brave enough to do that. So she regrets not doing that for sure. Also, she had testified, I know, because I heard reports that she, after that happened, that she had trouble having any kind of relationship, that it kind of messed up any relationship after that time. So a problem maybe trusting or something after it happened. So she testified that, it just messed up any relationship she tried to have with anybody else. And truly, this did impact her life in a very negative way. So what she testified about, I'm getting that is true. It really did have a very negative effect on her life. But she's being very brave now and very optimistic that finally that Trump will have to pay for his actions and that she's going to hold him accountable. That she really wants to do that because now, everything that she's been through with him, she kind of feels like, well, maybe if I had reported him, it could have saved a lot of people in this country you know, maybe it could save them from Trump and all that he's done. So she has a lot of regrets. Really, she does. But she's feeling good about the outcome of this trial. She's very optimistic. She feels very good about it. But you know, guys, I am getting that even if the jury awards her, you know, the monies, and even if she wins the settlement, she's awarded a settlement, she may never see it. She may never, ever lay eyes on it at all, because I feel Trump will, he's planning to appeal this in court, and he can tie it up. You know, that's what he does. That's his thing. Let's tie things up in court. So, you know, he will try to prolong this as long as he can and not ever give her a cent. And she's like, what, 79 years old. So he's really going to try to stretch this out. But he's just planning to appeal. You know, have you watched that Midas Touch? And they've talked about all the letters that they sent to the judge, Trump's attorney sent to the judge saying that he's so unfair and that it should be a mistrial, and he's ruling against Trump every time, and he's, you know, so they're just padding it all up for an appeal. That's all this is. So if he gets, you know, if it doesn't fall in his favor, he's going to appeal this. So to him, it's just a game. It's just like, this is, you know what I mean? He's been in the court all his life. He's been doing these kind of things all his life. Now, maybe not in a civil court like this, maybe not exactly like this, but, you know, he knows how, you know, he gets his attorneys to kick the can down the road. He knows how to do this. And it's just a game. It's a game playing. So he's just hoping to get the right appeals judge. Now, I don't know how that works there, but I feel like there is a judge there that would probably rule in his favor. That's what I'm feeling. So he's just going to throw the dice, a roll of the dice. And that's the plan. Appeal it and just stretch it out as long as you can. And now this is the other thing that I'm getting from Spirit. I had asked Spirit, you know, did this really happen? Is this true? What happened between them two, you know, in that department store? They were flirting. They were. And they were both enjoying it. It felt really good to both of them. They were having a good time. There was a spark of chemistry between them. There was. But Trump thinks when a woman flirts with him that they want to have sex with him. You know what I mean? He's so stupid. There's like no degrees between, you know, we're just having fun and having a little banter, then let's get it on. You know what I mean? There's no line he won't cross, and there's no steps leading up to anything. He's just on or off. That's it. On or off. Red light, green light. That's it. So I feel like he, in his immature boy mind, he was getting a green light. He's like, yeah, this lady wants me. Green light. I mean, she went in the dressing room with him. What's she thinking? Maybe she was going to kiss him or something. You know what I mean? Maybe she thought she was going to flirt with him and kiss him a little bit. Because, you know, women, they, you know, a kiss is something else completely different. I'm sure she didn't think, I'm going to go have sex in the dressing room, you know. But he's immature. Yeah, he is immature. And it's all about what he wants. That's what I'm getting. So, you know what I mean? It's like something goes on in his brain, you know. This is what I want. I see a green light, and I'm just going to go after it. I'm going to get what I want. And he doesn't think about the other person at all. Not at all. He just, you know, he's like a deer in the headlights. I'm going to go after this. This is what I want. That's what I'm getting. So it's He'll get what he wants, even if he has to take it. You know what I mean? And I know she wants me. Even if she says no, she wants me. She wants me. I know she wants me. She was flirting with me. So she can say no all she wants, but I know she wants me. That's what I'm getting. Okay. And I feel that he did do exactly what Jean Carroll described. He did exactly that. He took what he wanted. Yeah. And yeah. It, if just think about being in her place. How would that feel? I mean, you're flirting with a man, he's rich and powerful, and you're helping him pick out a gift, and you start flirting and talking to him, and maybe you think you're going to go and have a few romantic kisses with this man and have something to talk about later on. But she did not think that he would do what he did. She didn't think that at all. She never thought that. So she wouldn't have put herself in that position if she would have known what his intentions were. She would not have. And that's what I'm getting from Spirit. Another person that we can take a look at would be Tucker Carlson. Yeah, I know y'all are so sad to hear him go. I want to just pull a few cards and see how it's going to fall out for him. There's a new video of him that just came out. There's a couple of things. So there's one video that came out of him talking about him testifying for 10 hours when he was deposed by the Dominion, in the Dominion case. He called the attorney a slimy MFer. And he said he hated that guy. He hated him. And he wanted to tell him, F you, the whole time. And another message came out that on January 6th, when he was watching 3 white men beat a young kid, but he called him an Antifa kid. But he was, he could just be a counter protester. But he said that it was dishonorable to see 3 white guys, beating up on one kid. But I just wanted him to hurt him. I wanted him to kill him. I wanted to hit him harder. I mean, can you believe he's actually had those feelings and thought that? And what a creep. What a creep. But he did say, I didn't like the way I was feeling or thinking. But still, what a creep. How could you even think that? How could you even think that? He is such a creepy guy. I'm glad he's gone, you guys. I'm glad. But you know what? He has a huge following. Go on Twitter and look at his Twitter account. Those Republican people, they love him. I am not kidding you. They love him, and he's got tons of people rooting for him in his corner. And yeah. Remember when Chris Cuomo got let go, when they fired him? And I told y'all, oh, he'll be back. He'll be back. And it took a little while, but he did come back. And now, is that News Nation that he's on? But yeah, he's back now. He's got his own show and everything. And I record him. I don't watch him every night, but I do record him, and I try to watch him here and there. And now we got Don Lemon. I wonder if Don Lemon will go with Chris, because they were so good together on CNN. That would be such a natural for him to go over there. I hope he does. I really hope he goes over there. Okay, let's take a look at Tucker Carlson. What's going to happen, boy? Let's take a look. I'm getting hot here, y'all. I'm going to have to turn on my air conditioner. It's 82 degrees. It's getting hot. It's so humid. It's fixing to rain. First card that I pulled is Ace of Swords. So this is about Tucker Carlson. He's kind of having to look at things from a different perspective, it was so one-sided on Fox, but now he's going to have to take a look at all the pain and damage that he's caused. He's got to take a good look at that. I don't know if he's going to care, but he's definitely going to see things in a different light, because he's being called out by everybody. 4 of Cups. He's not doing well. That's what this indicates to me, that he's very depressed. But, he's screwed himself. He's done this to himself. Uh, and he doesn't like this feeling. This is a new feeling for him. He's been in the catbird seat for a long time now. So, it's been a long time since he's felt this way. So he is not liking it at all. So this is the devil card. He's done this to himself. The devil to me just stands for bad behavior. He's got the devil on him, but this is his bad behavior. This is what he's done to himself. And he has nobody to blame but himself because of his own actions, because of his ego. He got more and more viewers, the more outrageous things he said. He got more and more attention, more viewers, and it just fed into everything. So that's why we have the devil here. The last card is Nine of Swords. So again, you can see he's not doing very well. He's very stressed out. He's very worried. He's having a hard time sleeping at night. And, he's worried about the future. And I think he's worried about being sued, because all these men, what hurts them is the money. I mean, he was very powerful. And I feel like we haven't heard the last of Tucker Carlson, even though, there's so much coming out about him because of that producer that worked for him, worked on his show. She's letting all these videos out. She has everything. So she's bringing them all out. Thank goodness. I'm so glad there was somebody there that could, tell us what's going on. But he's very powerful still. And I don't think we've seen the last of him. I don't see him, like Chris Cuomo. I knew he was going to come right back. I could feel that he would have his own show again, and that because he's got this good energy about him. And Tucker Carlson, he doesn't. He brings negativity. He says negative things. He says hurtful things. But he's still powerful in his own right. There are, like I said, there is a huge following for him. So I do feel like he's going to try to use that in some way. I know he's still on Twitter, and he's, putting out videos on Twitter. So he will still try to command that audience that he has in some way. But I don't think it's going to be on a news program or anything like that. I don't feel that someone's going to be hiring him. But yeah, he is not a happy guy, nor should he be, nor should he be. Just think of all the people that, he influenced in such a negative way. So he deserves what he gets. He really does. I had to go get Addie Cat to show y'all how she's doing. She's doing really well. She's breathing well. Her nose isn't stopped up anymore. She's being so sweet. She's such a good girl. Oh, be quiet. See, her eyes look pretty good too. All right, I'll put you down. I just wanted to show everybody how pretty you are and what a good girl you are. But she was so sick that she wasn't like cleaning herself, I knew she was sick because she wasn't grooming herself, and her coat was getting kind of nasty looking. I was brushing her, and I was using those Burt's Bees wipes for cats, So I was wiping her coat off and trying to brush her a little bit so that it, didn't get too dirty, and, But now she's grooming herself. She's doing good. She's fine. All right, guys, that's it for me. I'm out of here. It's dinner time here. I got to go cook some dinner for my boys. They're going to be hungry. I got my grandkids here, I keep asking my husband to come and make a video with me. And I wanted to do something fun, something different and something we could enjoy watching. He says the funniest things, y'all. He is a funny man. With his accent and everything, he says some words hilariously. So I don't know if you've ever seen those videos on TikTok where they say words, like a Southerner and a Yankee, the way that they each pronounce the words. So I thought I wrote a bunch of words down for him to say and me to say. He doesn't even know I want to do this, but I keep telling him, You want to make a video? Come on, you want to make a video? And we just haven't synced up yet, but that's my plan. If you've got any words that you think it would be fun to hear him say, just comment below and I'll add them to our list. So far, I've got a pretty long list, so I might have to make a couple of videos, but I think it'll be fun. And it'll, something different, lighten it up a little bit, because we need to laugh. Laughter is good. It's good medicine. It makes you feel good. And really, it's very healing. And that brings me to another point. If you'd like to get have a healing session with me, please let me know. You'll have to email me, though. Look down below and get my email and email me if you want a healing session for you or a loved one. I can do that for you, no problem. If you'd like to get a reading, I'm ready for that too. I've been busy, even though, I've taken care of Addie Cat, but I'm still able to do my readings and do my work too. Or if you need a chakra balancing, and that really helps when you've been sick, your chakras get all out of balance, and it really helps to do that beforehand anyway, before you get a healing session, get your chakras all balanced and everything, and then that way everything can work in conjunction with each other, because each chakra will rely on the other one. So get everything all aligned first and then do the healing session. But you don't have to do that if you don't want to. I'm happy to do a healing session. So whatever you feel is appropriate, let me know and I'd be more than happy to help you. Okay? All right, guys, do something kind for somebody. It'll always come back to you. Love you guys so much. And I will be back soon. Bye for now.